Chapter 70. Summer's POV. I look at the people around me, I see family, friends and enemies. A lot of decisions are to be made and it's up to me to make them. Alexis and I have ultimately determined their fates, but we need answers as well. We won't get them if they are dead. Even though they organized my kidnapping, had me beaten, humiliated me, cut my hair, burned my skin, starved me, deprived me of rest, eventually stabbing and shot me. I could let them live. It is not their fault that they were raised in a pack that praised that behavior. Carly started smirking, probably remembering what I looked like or what she did to me. But they hired men who hurt my children and tried to kill one of them. They were prepared to leave my children motherless. The heartbreak my kids endured not knowing whether they would see me again. The torture they suffered when my heart stopped beating. The overall emotional turmoil my kids endured. I paused. Both me and Alexis are united in our decision. I paused again. Me and Alexis don't want them in this world. Carly dropped to her knees sobbing. I'm sorry, Daddy, I didn't mean to get caught. Don't let them do this to me. Daddy. He just looked at her. She had been caught and there was nothing he could do about it. Carly's dad started protesting about her punishment. Rain spoke up. Your pack produced 4 people that believed it was okay to torture a person in a way where no one was available to help her, not even her wolf. They all thought they could get away with it. He says disgustedly, but he carries on. I have written statements from your pack members that are full of lies, you confess to covering for them. I don't know what he is talking about. You may not have pulled the trigger, but you were part of the cover-up whether you knew it or not. Nathan had heard enough. Alpha Rick, you lead your pack in a way that deems aggression and violence fitting. You are a disgrace to the Alpha position. You are hereby stripped of your position as Alpha. You may not return to the Blood Moon pack ever again. Where will I go? He asks. Why is that our concern? Dawson answers. Or would you like to join your daughter? He didn't say anything at that point, he just watched as Carly was begging and pleading for her life. As general, I insist that they be held in the cells for a week before their execution. Rain says and starts pulling Carly away. A week is a long time, but I know he wants vengeance. Looking around the crowd, I saw a solemn-looking Zane, my heart breaking for him. Alpha Stan, holding on to Blake's shaking shoulders. General Blackwood. I announced. Wait. I approach Carly. Reject them. I say, gesturing over to Blake and Zane. I never wanted them. She says with a look of disgust on her face. Then reject them. I repeated myself. If I have to suffer, so should they. She truly is a bitch. Knowing that she is going to die and that they will feel part of her pain because of the mate bond. Reject them and I will shorten your stay with the general. Rain doesn't look happy about it, but I have my reasons. No, let them suffer. It won't work anyway, I have been marked. She says cockily. Fine, take her away. I said with a knowing smile on my face. Even if it doesn't work, you could have reduced your time there. But have it your way. Vincent. I said, seeing that he was no longer a beta. I want the names of the other men who helped you. Never, I would rather die. Rain jerked him. Oh, you are going to die, but it's how quickly you get to that point. Which is when the realization hit him. Rain will be overseeing him while he is awaiting his execution. George and Mike, their names are George and Mike. He yells. He nods to some of his guards, I guess they are going to obtain George and Mike. I hope for your sake, you aren't lying. Or I could extend our time together. Rain states and Vincent gulps. By the way, I know you're lying, so if my men come back empty-handed, I am personally going to spend some extra time with you. Day after day after day, night after night. We will have so much fun together. He gulps again, before quietly telling Rain the truth. Shane and William, their names are Shane and William. Rain just smiles. I have never seen that smile on his face, it's almost sadistic. I don't like it. As you're in the mood to negotiate, Vincent. Nathan says. I want the name of your chemist, the one who created the Wolfsbane aerosol and made it injectable. He is just a kid, who lives in the human world. Didn't even know what he had created. I told him it was a scent I liked. He asked no questions as I paid him well. You wouldn't be lying to me now, would you? I asked him. His details are in my bag in the SUV. There is some wolfsbane there too, Doc. If you want to kill us quicker. I guess he is hoping for a quick painless death. But that isn't going to happen. I lie when I tell him. I will consider it, as you have given me all the information I wanted. Eventually, Rain pipes in. But I still get to have a few days with you. What about me? Carly begged. You get the full sentence. You have given her nothing. You deserve everything you get. Rain starts loading them into the truck. Wait. I'll do it. She screamed. It won't work though, I hope they suffer, like I have. She is brought back and forced to stand in front of Blake and Zane. Nathan and Dawson place a hand on Alpha Stan's shoulders. He looks scared. Trust me, Alpha Stan. You need to release her from the pack at the same time as the rejection. I said, giving him a smile. I, Carly French, of Forest Green Pack, reject you, Blake French, as my mate. I, Carly French, of Forest Green Pack, reject you, Zane French, as my mate. Alpha Stan cuts her tie to him as Alpha, at Blake and Zane accept her rejection. Which is when she drops to the floor, but not them. But my mate's eyes are yellow. I bent down, whispering in her ear. Did that hurt Carly? She lashes out at me. You only get to spend 5 days with the general now. You made the right choice. Rain pulled her up and shoved her in the back of a truck. I look at Alpha Stan, he had no way of knowing what happened. But I did. Dawson told me earlier in the journey. You are the alpha of the Forest Green Pack and severed her ties to the pack. They. Nodding towards my mates. Are royals. They could each sever and end each of the mate bond. Making the mate bond severance painless and permanent. Unfortunately, we could only do one end each and we decided which end we wanted to sever. Which wasn't hers. Dawson stated. Your Majesties, I am sorry Carly was a member of my pack. I didn't know what she had done. I have to take full responsibility for her actions. Alpha Stan stood there trembling as he spoke. No, Dad, she was our mate. We should take the blame. Actually, I don't blame any of you. She came in as a bad egg and has never changed. That is down to the way she was raised and her negative attitude. I hope you both can now move on with your lives and encourage your daughter in a positive way. I know you are capable. Which is why I wanted the mate bond to be severed. I knew what my brothers had said about Carly and her relationship, but I don't listen to gossip. But once I saw Blake and Zane, I knew what I heard was right. They looked like shadows of their former selves. They didn't deserve to live like that. Their daughter may hate me in the future, but at least now she has a chance to thrive with 2 happy dads. Alpha Stan, I know why you did what you had to do back then. As a mother myself, you created a compromise to a bad situation which you were put at the center of. I am thankful for that. He hugged me, and so did Zane and Blake. Growls are heard from behind me, they all quickly let go. As we are leaving, Dawson asks if we really are going to kill them. I am not one for violence. But yes, we are. I am not going to be proud of it, but I am going to send out a warning. A warning that no one will dare mess with me or my family again. A warning that carries a fatal consequence. Actions have consequences, and I have paid mine up front. Chapter 71. Elizabeth's POV. How could I not reject him? I saw what he did to my best friend. He did it for fun, the sick arsehole. I knew it was going to be painful. I'd heard about it all the time, in my line of work. Once he accepted my rejection, I could feel myself swaying. My head felt so light and weightless, my body limp. I was going. But I didn't hit the ground. Surrounding me was the smell of a freshly cut lawn on a nice day. It is one of my favorite things to do, just so I can sit there afterwards soaking in the scent. I took another deep breath, enjoying the fragrance before my eyes opened and I was in the arms of Summer's brother, Rain. Who was looking at me? Really looking at me. Absorbing my features. Lacey, my wolf, screamed. Mate. But I didn't believe her. I had just rejected my mate in an epic way. No way would I be given a second chance, mate, so fast. I mean, I know the goddess works in mysterious way, but this would be miraculous. Rain wouldn't want me anyway. I am quite a simple woman. I am nothing to write home about. I mean, I think I am pretty and trim, but nothing special. Rain is strong, handsome, and the general of the Royal Guard and has a great personality. How would someone like that want me? When he finds what happened to Summer is my fault, he wouldn't want me anyway. He eventually put me down and told me to go to the SUV. He didn't want me to see what happened next. I am heartbroken. Not because he was being protective, but because he was being dismissive. Can't he just reject me and get it over with? We may as well avoid the rejection and leave now. I told Lacey, my wolf. I rejected my soulmate 1 second, only to be rejected the next. I knew I deserved to be punished for what happened to Summer. I walked to the SUV like he asked, but I carried on walking. No one would notice if I was gone anyway. I walked for what felt like hours, before I found a stream. I have always been drawn to water, ever since I was young, so I wasn't surprised I ended up near some water. I was trying to figure out what to do next. I couldn't go home, but I would survive being rogue. My life had turned to crap in the space of a day, so I just sat and cried. I was putting my shoes back on, ready to leave, when suddenly Alexis appeared behind me. She comes and rests her head on my shoulder. She is huge next to me. I'm sorry, Alexis, I really am. I let Summer down. She howls. I turn and start walking away, but she blocks my path. I turn the other way. She does the same again. I am not a good friend, Alexis, let me go. Before I know it, I am surrounded by wolves. So, this is my fate, to be killed by them. I deserve it, I guess. I am sorry. I told Lacey while I sobbed quietly. When a big dark brown wolf comes forward, nudging me. Mate. Lacey tells me. Rain's wolf, I assume. He wouldn't want me. I told her. I went to leave but was stopped. There are wolves all around me. If they are going to kill me, I just wish they would do it, rather than messing around. Summer walks from behind a tree wearing a t-shirt. You got everyone worried, no one could find you. I am surprised anyone looked for me. But I will go. Rain's wolf whimpered. What do you mean go? she asked. The tears rolling down my face and the look in my eyes must have meant something to her. All she said was, "Elizabeth, no. I have to, I betrayed you." "No, you didn't, you saved me." "You wouldn't have needed saving if I hadn't betrayed you. It's not like you knew, or done it on purpose." She lifts my chin. "There is nothing to forgive, except if I have to put up with his grumpy but over there for the rest of my life." She does know how to make me smile. He wouldn't want me anyway. I am sure he can do better. She just hugged me. Rain's wolf growled and Summer said, "What? He couldn't do any better than my best friend. He went crazy when we couldn't find you." "Thanks, but we both know I am no one special." He growled again, Lacey shouting, "Mate." Then I got a slap across the face. "Snap out of it, this isn't you. You are not this self-pitying, worthless creature. You are the person that has been by my side for years, through thick and thin." She took everything in her stride and did it with pride. "I don't know where your mind is at, but if you don't bring back my Elizabeth I I will. I don't know. But I want her back, I need her back. She keeps me level, so I need her." Rain's wolf appeared by my side. I rub his head. "Do you want me to come back too?" He starts tugging at my clothes. "I'll take that as a yes then." Summer is right. I need to get out of this funk, this is not who I am. I just need my head adjusted, I need to go home away from this wretched place, or is it that wretched relative of mine? Chapter 72. Summer's POV. Where is she? Rain was going mad when he couldn't find Elizabeth. She wasn't anywhere nearby, nor was her scent. Was she taken? Did she go on her own? Rain said, panicking. "She has had a horrible day, Rain. She has probably gone for a walk. She must have gone a while ago. I hope she doesn't go too far. I mean, she was pretty upset." I told him, being concerned myself. "What do you mean?" he asks. I explained to him about what happened earlier in the car and her feeling responsible for what happened. But it wasn't her fault. He tells me, "I know that, you know that, she knows that. But she doesn't believe that?" I responded. He looks concerned before he runs off. I saw him shifting and others followed him. So do I. She is my friend after all. Alexis eventually gets a hint of her scent. "Please let her be okay," I say to Alexis. When I find her, she is fine physically, but emotionally she blames herself for what has happened and believes that Rain could do better than her if he took a chosen mate. Me and my siblings have always had a similar mindset, and what she doesn't realize is that Rain wouldn't reject her. Especially when he doesn't believe that she is to blame for any of it. We were raised to believe that the mate bond is sacred. I am getting so frustrated with her. I just slapped her right across the face. "You need to get over this and go home. With your mate." I think the slap worked as she came around afterwards, she just needed a reality check and to stop feeling so sorry for herself. We all go to the pack house where it is like a big reunion. But we can't stay long, we have to get back to the kids. It's not fair on Evie if we stay too long. Mom and Dad plan on coming back to Crystal Lake Pack with us. They are keen on meeting their grandchildren. Who knows how long they will stay for? But I couldn't find Autumn, she seemed to have disappeared, but I couldn't see Adam anywhere either. Knowing my sister, I suspect I know exactly where she is. Poor Adam has got his work cut out for him. It's awkward seeing Blake and Zane after I have just condemned their mate to death. So, I didn't mention it. I get to meet Freya, their daughter, who is a pretty girl. She keeps jumping from one dad to the other dad. It's quite funny really. They will make great parents. Hopefully, choosing a woman for who they are and will be a great mom for her. But the goddess is dishing out second chance mates lately. They may be lucky. Autumn and Adam appeared hand in hand. Big sis. I say, going in for a hug. Little sis. She says, returning the embrace, we just hold each other. I missed you, it's just not the same without you all here. That is going to change now. I say, smiling. What do you know? She asks. Well, you are mated to Adam, who is the royal beta. I know you will go with him. Of course. Rain is the general of the royal guard and his job is to protect the royal family. In a childish manner I pointed at myself, grinning. Gail's mate is my nanny and she won't leave the kids. Gail has a mate and she is your nanny? You have kids? She is stunned, I guess no one told her. We all get to be together at the palace, I guess. I can't see my mates letting me live anywhere else. She hugged me to the floor. We're going to be together in a palace. Oh, my goddess, it's like a fairy tale dream come true, what's it like? I am now worried we may be too close to one another. Which will be strange after all of these years. I don't know. I have never been. We have to stay at Crystal Lake Pack for a short while though, we have things to organize. We say goodbye to Alpha Stan and Luna Susan before we head back to Crystal Lake Pack. The journey takes forever and I want to see my babies. When we eventually got there, they were sleeping, so we decided not to wake them. Mom and Dad stared at them. I kept your theme of names, Mom. She had a thing for seasons and weather names. Maxwell Winter, Jackson Storm and Eden Spring. She cried. My babies, babies. Their beautiful summer. I have missed so much of their lives. Maybe next time, Carol. Dawson said, coming up behind me and putting an arm over my shoulder. What is 3 not good enough for you? I asked him. He just laughs and whispers in my ear. I would have 300 if it meant I got to practice making them with you. I look him in the eye. At least you will be around to help this time. We wouldn't have missed it last time if you had stayed. Not my fault. I retorted. Now, kids, what went on in the past shouldn't affect your future. We have a lot to be thankful for and a busy week ahead. Now let's get some rest. Dad says like he is talking to a pair of teenagers. The next few days are a bit of a blur. Nathan, Dawson and I agree that I won't be marked until after the execution. We don't want that tainting our experience. The kids meet my family, who love them all instantly. We haven't seen Autumn for a few days, and when she does turn up, she is sporting a fresh mark on her neck. Couldn't wait, I guess. Mom finally gets to meet Evie, who practically tells her straight away that she is too good for Gail. Gail pretends to be offended, but he knows the truth, which is that she is too good for him. Elizabeth has overcome her issues now that she is home. Her and Rain are together. He has not been around much lately. He has been overseeing the prisoners. But once that issue is dealt with, he plans on claiming his mate. He tells me I had better look after her while he is busy, which is funny seeing as she has been looking after me for years. But the day is getting closer and they must be dealt with. I feel a little guilty, but it has to be done. Chapter 73. Nathan's POV. Both me and Dawson were letting Summer take control of this whole situation. It's her that was nearly killed. We are just observing, making sure justice is served. If it was up to us, their deaths would have been without mercy and imminent. I personally would have taken great pleasure in tearing them apart, had it over and done with by now. Especially as we all want to move on from this. What Summer is doing is worse though. She is dragging out their inevitable death. Making them spend day after day thinking about what they have done. We talk about how they are going to die at least once per day. Summer doesn't like our suggestions and has resorted to discussing it with Alexis. The torture, however, was not Summer's choice, it was Rain and Gale. But I like their thinking and I wholeheartedly condone it. The mercenaries who took Summer and the kids were killed yesterday. Summer wasn't bothered about what they had done to her. Only the mercenaries who hurt the kids were the ones she wanted to join Carly and Vincent, but they were already dead. Gale and Isaac got that pleasure. The rest of them, it was my decision to kill them. Christian enjoyed doing it too. Summer is our mate. Not only did they humiliate her, but they assaulted her. They got what they deserved, even if they were paid to do it. Mom has returned to the palace with Davis, Carol, and the kids. They don't need to know what is going to happen tomorrow. Which means that it's just me, Dawson and Summer for the night and we want to make it special. Dawson's POV. The kids left early with both sets of their grandparents. I was practically giddy. It will be the first time we have actually got to spend any quality time with Summer, since finding out she was our mate. Before they left, we asked the kids for a few ideas about what she liked. I mean, they know her best after all. They unanimously told us she loved picnics and frequently took them to the most beautiful little stream. It was their special place which no one knew about. They also told us that she always takes a chocolate cake, and it always gets eaten. On their way home, they always pick the most beautiful colorful flowers which Summer always puts in their kitchen. After listening to what they said, me and Nathan agree we want to go somewhere she feels comfortable with and is private. We wanted to get to know Summer, our mate. I mean, we share a bond, we share the kids, and I have known her for a week. But we don't know much about Summer. We could have paid to go anywhere, but this is her special place. We find it from the directions the kids told us, and we prepare. Blankets, chocolate cake and flowers. I think we did a good job. Our first date. I said to Nathan. Yeah, she is going to be so surprised. We were so happy. Once everything is set, we go to her work and pick her up. I wanted to blindfold her, but Nathan said not to until we got nearer. As it was a little trek, she would probably stumble and fall. Which may ruin the mood that we want for the evening. As we near the place, I do pull out a blindfold, though. You do realize I know where you're taking me. She says, smiling. Yes, but you don't know what we have done. I answered her. She allows me to place it over her eyes, and we guide her to our blanket. Before I attempt to sit her down, I go in for a kiss. It blew my mind, my toes curled, it took all of my willpower to pull away from her. I am guessing Nathan had a similar reaction as he was panting when she let him go. We need to get this date over with, because I need more of that. I remove the blindfold, she smiles, then laughs. She looks at both of us. Get some tips from your offspring, did you? I gave her the bunch of flowers Eden recommended. Of course. Nathan says, while serving her some cake. She is still smiling as he hands a plate to her. Thank you, but I don't actually like chocolate cake. She says with a serious face. She starts snickering, which turns to a laugh when she sees Nathan's face. What? He questions. I don't actually like chocolate cake. She repeats. Those little sods have tricked us. She is rolling around the floor laughing now. Not really, they don't know. We come here frequently. They love it. They also love chocolate cake. There is never any left by the time we leave. They never seem to notice that Mommy doesn't eat hers and they fight over my piece. They just think it's leftovers. I am not impressed. Do you actually like this place? Nathan asks while he runs his hands through his hair. I love the place, it's a great family spot. Family spot? Yeah, you know, a place where you take the family. I don't believe this, we thought we were doing well. What about the flowers? Please, for the love of the goddess, tell me that you like the flowers. I said, practically begging, we had done something right. The flowers are beautiful, I love a lot of color. It reminds me that we live in a beautiful world. She carries on laughing at us. I feel deflated. That is it, I am not the romantic type and have failed miserably trying. I jumped up, throwing her over my shoulder. She is still laughing at our misery. I walked over to the small stream and went to throw her in. As I threw her in though, she grabs my hair and takes me down with her. She is still laughing once we emerge, and I am too. I am getting to see her playful side. Just like Alexis has, I remember from when Hayden met her. She pulls me in for a kiss, which I gladly accept. When she wraps her legs around my waist, I practically combust with happiness. She is ours and we are hers. Hayden tells me. I can hear Nathan shouting from the shore, but I don't hear or care what he is saying. She pulls away from me, with a big grin on her face. Hey, handsome. She says. Hey, beautiful. I respond, how did I get this lucky? She comes in for a second kiss, I feel her hand in my hair and if I am not careful, she is going to make me orgasm just from that. Thankfully, I heard Nathan complaining at the sight of me. He wants a taste of her, obviously jealous that I am getting some and he isn't. So, I hand her over. Which is when I sit in the cold water, which tames my erection I have acquired. Chapter 74. Summer's POV. They have tried their best based on what me and the kids have done for years, as a family. I am glad they sought their advice and they have tried hard. But I come here often. I can't remember the last time I went on a date, never mind dressed up, had a meal in a restaurant without someone saying mommy or had a dance with a man. Made me feel special as well as being told I looked beautiful. I wasn't disappointed, but I was. But they have had the opportunity to do all those nice things over the years, whereas I haven't. My life is with those kids. Next time I am doing the planning though. Their faces are funny, and I struggle to stop laughing when they realize the kids told them what we love to do, as in the kids and me. I can't seem to stop, even when I am thrown over Dawson's shoulder and thrown in the stream, but I take him down with me. When we emerge and he kisses me, it's like all of my birthdays and Christmases have come at once. I wrap myself around him and go in for another. How could I not? I heard Nathan's voice, but Alexis was purring with satisfaction, which was louder. That's when Nathan appeared at my side for his share of me. I am happy to oblige. His kisses were just as good. I see Dawson sitting in the stream and I really need to join him, I am so aroused. Which is why I am guessing he is down there. We need to go home. I said to them both. They look disheartened. I am on the verge of needing you and me. But if I take these clothes off, I won't be able to get them back on. Typically, on the day I wear tighter clothes to work. They both agree seen as they are wearing jeans. But can we sit in the stream for a few minutes? I need to calm down. I said. What do you think I am doing down here? Dawson says, laughing. We don't stay long before we head back. Elizabeth's POV. I saw Nathan and Dawson guiding Summer into the woods. They aren't that dumb, are they? They are not taking her on a date to the stream. She takes the kids there at least once a week. I followed them for a few minutes. They are absolute idiots. Her first date in forever, and they are taking advice from 7-year-olds. I pulled out my phone and made a group call to Evie, Autumn and Luna Lucy. Those imbeciles are going to ruin their first date. I said. Evie asks what I mean. They have just taken her to the stream. What, the one she always goes to? Luna Lucy asks. Yeah. Shit. Evie says. We have to make it special for her girls. I said to everyone. Say no more, meet me at her house, time is of the essence. Luna Lucy says, taking control of the situation. By the time I get to Summer's house, Luna Lucy is organizing everything. The back garden has more lights than anything I have ever seen. A food truck arrived just as I did. Evie and Autumn are just following instructions. The house was perfect. In less than 20 minutes later, the trucks disappeared, but the chef stayed. We were just about to leave when they came walking through the door, reading the note that was attached to the door. Autumn wrote it, upstairs and get changed. They were all going upstairs when one of the twins came into the kitchen with some flowers. Darn it, we are busted. He looked at us all suspiciously, and why wouldn't he? We were in Summer's house hiding. This is for her benefit, not yours. I told him, before we all left. He looked confused. Nathan's POV. I found Luna Lucy, Elizabeth, Autumn and Evie in the kitchen. This is for her benefit, not yours. Elizabeth said to me before they all walked out. I have no idea what she is talking about. I went upstairs as instructed. There lying on a bed is a suit for me. Dawson already has his on. Once ready, we head downstairs, wondering what is next. There is movement out back, so we head outside. Are you ready to be served, sirs? A chef asks us. They never did. I said out loud. I think somebody has just saved our first date. Dawson says, with a puzzled look on his face. I told him who I had found in the kitchen and what Elizabeth said to me. I think they have saved our arses. We went inside waiting for our date to arrive. She was descending the stairs when we got there in a stunning elegant white dress. Her hair was still a little wet. But she is the most beautiful woman I have seen in my life. I can't take my eyes off her. She smiles, asking what was going on. Date night. Dawson says calmly. He guides her out back and I just admire her perfect figure, in that dress. We eat a mediocre meal, but it's the best they could have probably organized. We take it in turns dancing with her underneath the full moon in a garden full of twinkling lights. We laugh, we joke, we have a great time. As the night comes to an end, we all venture up the stairs. The evening may have been simple, but Summer just looked elated. I make a mental note to thank them. Tomorrow. Summer's POV. They took me to the stream as a decoy. Tonight was perfect. It was amazing, simple but amazing. I kissed them both as they entered the bedroom. There is no rush, we have a lifetime together. But the energy that runs through me just at their touch is awakening. Their kisses are immense. Nathan removes one of my dress straps from my shoulder, replacing it with a kiss. Dawson does the same to the other shoulder and my dress just falls to the floor. I stood in front of both of them wearing nothing but my panties. Nathan starts kissing his way down my neck and chest. He started playing and sucking my breasts. Dawson tilts my head so he can kiss me. It feels so right having them both touching my body. They pause and start guiding me to bed. But I stop them and start undoing their shirts. It's quite an erotic experience. I like it. I look them straight in the eyes as I undress them. I don't think I will ever get sick of looking at their faces. My panties are removed and we are all naked in my bedroom. I feel goosebumps about what happened last time this happened. Alexis is panting at the sight of them. I am not surprised they are sexy as hell. I am lying on the bed where Dawson spreads my legs, licking my core. Fuck. I scream. He was probably the last man to do that to me, all those years ago. I orgasm pretty much straight away. He laughs as I come down. Not to be left out, Nathan wants a taste of me. Jesus. I yelled as I orgasm for the second time within minutes. They both laughed at me. I needed to gain some control, but when Nathan plunged his cock into me, I knew I was going to die by orgasm tonight. They are going to kill me with pleasure. He feels so good, and as his body is pumping in and out of mine, he starts orgasming as I do. I am so wet, but it's not just my juices this time. He leans forward, kissing me, smiling. Dawson tells me to get on my knees and takes me while I am on all fours. His pace is relentless. He just keeps pounding and pounding me. I can feel another orgasm building. I start screaming and grabbing the sheet as my vagina clenches around his cock. He orgasms at the same time as I do. I definitely need a shower now. I told them both. You had best be quick, Summer, or we will be in to join you. Nathan says. I have never had a shower that quick before, but there is only one part of my body that really needs washing. I was half expecting them to join me. So when I come out and they are chatting, I can't help but be curious. Are you okay, baby? Dawson asks. Yeah, a little sore, but that's it. Wondering where this is going. We are wondering if you would be willing to try sex with both of us? In the past, I wouldn't have had it any other way. But as it's been so long, and I am so tight, can I have sex with you both individually? But next time I expect a bit of twin trouble. They grin at me before I am thrown on the bed and fucked over and over again. I lose my voice because of the amount of screaming I do. Hell, I am going to be sore tomorrow. But that is tomorrow's problem. Right now, it is worth it. It will always be worth it. Chapter 75. I feel them before I see them, my mate stroking my body gently. They are lightly touching me, sending tingles throughout my body. Sorry, Summer, but we have to get moving. Dawson says. I am stiff as I move. My bed is suited for 2 adults, or 1 adult and 3 children, as I am frequently told by my kids. I have never needed anything bigger, but as I stretched my arms out, I hit them both. Definitely not big enough, now. Sorry. I said to both of them. How are you feeling? Nathan asks. Let me have a shower and I will tell you. He climbs out of the bed, so I don't have to climb over him. I am not sure I could anyway. As I walk to the bathroom, I start realizing how sore my body is. My fuck the consequences attitude from last night is catching up with me today. I turned the shower on and jumped in. I am really struggling now. Reluctantly, I had to shout for help. Nathan jumped in with me, smirking. He is washing my hair when I feel another pair of hands washing my body. You woke me up for sex, didn't you? Well, I wouldn't say no, would you, bro? Dawson laughs. No, I wouldn't. But we do have something important to do today and we do have to get moving. Rain check? I remember now, they distracted me good and proper. I would have worried about it all night. Today is the day. The day that I remove 4 human souls and 4 wolf souls from the world. I eat. But I can't eat much. I feel sick at the thought of food. Elizabeth comes through the door and sees me. Holding my hand, she reassures me that I survived, barely. The next person may not. I know it's for the best, but I can't help but still feel nauseous. I only told Rain and Gale what I planned to do with them. The most fitting way I can see how both me and Alexis can get justice, without bloodshed. They are all brought to the church where my clinic is. Individually, they are brought inside. I plan on giving them a sedative, which is quite cruel of me, as I know what it will do. As an act of mercy, I am going to offer them some of the injectable wolfsbane Vincent had in his belongings, to make their wolf sleep. It was the humans that made the choices. Their wolves shouldn't have to suffer the same fate, but the choice is theirs. Shane is brought in first. He looks like he has been through hell. That will end today. I tell him what is going to happen. He starts shaking with fear. He begs for his life. The decision has already been made and they are all going to die today. Please give me as much as you can. He pleads, knowing his physical body will be alive, having to endure what is to come. If there is any left, I will give it to you and Jack. They were pawns in this after all. But they played their part. As I inject him, I say, "May the goddess have mercy on your souls." His body goes limp and he is carried out on a stretcher. I have no ill feelings against their wolves, and my prayer is for them, not their humans. I hope the goddess knows that. Jack came in next. He vomited when I told him what was going to happen. He looked at Rain. "Please just kill me now. Don't let her do this." Rain remained solemn. "It's not his choice, I am afraid. Just like you never gave me a choice." He cried when he agreed to have his wolf sedated. I said the same thing in his ear. "May the goddess have mercy on your souls." He was again carried out on a stretcher. Vincent was next. He looked terrible. I can only imagine he would have looked worse if his wolf hadn't been healing him. I told him that I wanted to sedate his wolf, but he refused the offer, yelling at me that his wolf is part of him, they would die together. "May the goddess have mercy on your souls," I said to him as I gave him more of the sedative than the others. "Fuck the goddess," he yells, spitting at me. "And fuck you. I should have done worse, you got off mild. I should have fucked you up big time." That confirms what Elizabeth told me this morning, their next victim may not survive. I know what I am doing now is right. I give him a bit more of the sedative, just enough to make him calm. Awake but calm, he had the choice. Once sedate, he is laid on the stretcher and carried outside. Just Carly now. I offer to sedate her wolf. That useless bitch, fucking take her away for good. She has done nothing for me but cause me grief. I want to tell her that her wolf is half of who she is lucky to have her. But Carly would make her suffer by keeping her awake. I really don't think the woman could ever be happy. But being a professional, I keep my mouth shut and give her enough wolfsbane to make her wolf dormant. May the goddess have mercy on your souls. I say again. The goddess has done fuck all for me but make my life miserable. Ah, that's what she is doing, trying to make me sympathize with her. It might have worked if she hadn't have shot me, twice. With no hesitation, because of her own jealousy. She is not getting a reaction from me, she doesn't deserve it. Murderer. She spits at me, as she lays down, awake but unable to move. She is right, I am murdering them. I keep telling myself that it's for the kids. But in truth, there is a part of me that wants revenge. I am not proud of that. But I don't know if I am the first person they have tried to kill, and if I let them live, will I be the last? I don't know, but it all stops here today. Gail organized a pyre for each of them. I know they have traditionally been used to cremate the dead. But me and Alexis have agreed to burn them all to death. It will be slow and painful, which pleases Alexis, with no bloodshed, which pleases me. I have made their wolves dormant, so they do not suffer. Except for Vincent's, but that was his choice. As well as sedating them enough that they are unable to scream or cry out. They are awake enough to know what is going on, but not awake enough to do anything about it. They are to be burned to death, in silence. They will feel everything, every nerve ending being burned, as their skin blisters and cracks. The licks of flames melting their veins and arteries, causing their blood to clot, they will feel it. It will be a slow and painful death, and they will have to endure it. Vincent's death will be the longest, as his wolf will try and heal him, but it won't work. I have made sure his physical body is unable to move. I have asked that fuel be added to the pyres so that it is quicker than it should be. But inevitably, they will be cremated, alive. I truly hope the goddess has mercy on their souls. I wish for them to have a quick death, but Alexis wants it to last. Their sedate bodies are placed upon a pyre, a guard lights each one. I don't look away, not after what they have done. I just stare as their bodies are being cooked. It takes hours, but I don't look away, not even when there is just a charred figure lying on the pyre. They made me beg for death. The least I can do is oversee theirs. Finally, all that is left are cinders. I wanted to stay until they cooled. But I forced myself to leave, as logically, it would take hours. My new life awaits now that I have dealt with the issues from my past. I am done hiding. Chapter 76. Nathan's POV. We walked back to her house. She tells us she doesn't want to stay here any longer. It wouldn't be her home without us in it, and we had to leave. Which is great, as I tell her that we are all leaving today. That shocked her. Our belongings, my house, my job, my friends. I know I don't want to stay, but we can't leave today. She says, panicking, like we are leaving that second. Evie has already started packing for you all. You can do your job anywhere. Elizabeth and Evie are coming. Remember. You have a new home with us. Dawson responds. He is right, the kids are meeting us tomorrow, on the way home. You have some shopping to do, mate. But tonight, we have something special planned. She looks at us skeptically. Please tell me not another trip to the stream. Before she bursts out laughing. Me and Dawson are not amused. Nope, never again. I answered. What do you mean? I love those family days out. She was back to laughing again. She is laughing at us. I can't believe she is laughing at the effort we made, bro. I know, now we are not telling you about tonight. She carried on laughing. She prepares an overnight bag and I start driving to our destination for the night. It's about halfway to the palace. Then, tomorrow, when we meet the kids, they are all going shopping. They need new clothes for the palace. The drive is fun, she is great company. The only problem I have is that her scent is intoxicating and I am trapped in this tin can of a car with it. I like it a bit too much. I can feel my erection growing by the minute. Before it got late, I pulled over. Anyone fancy a quick run? Summer gets out of the car. Just a quick one. Dawson commented. We have plans tonight. Yeah, but Christian hasn't met Alexis yet. I told him. Ah, okay, now I know what you mean. I will stay here. So, he can enjoy his run. I gave him a smile. Hayden met Alexis after all. We are hoping she lets us mark her tonight, and they should really have a little time together beforehand. Christian and Alexis have so much fun, I wish it could continue. But we know how important tonight is, so he sort of rushes the experience. Dawson offers to drive the rest of the way, so me and Summer can rest in the back. As we pull into the hotel, Summer's face says it all. No way. We just look at her. Let me guess, penthouse suite? She looked. Yep. Hoping to recreate our first night together? She questions. Yep. Only this time you are not skipping out on us. Summer's POV. That pair do make me laugh. Trying to recapture our first night together. We checked in, taking the elevator up to our suite. I am still laughing as the elevator doors open, and it is exactly how I remember it. We may have changed, but this room hasn't. I looked around when Dawson took my breath away with a kiss. Nathan starts undoing the buttons on my top. When he is finished, he gently slides it down my arms, stroking them as he does. I shudder at the contact. Dawson pulls away, and I get to kiss my other mate. Dawson undoes my trousers and pulls them down from behind me, biting my butt as he does. We haven't even got 2 meters into the suite, and they have already got me stripped and horny. I broke away from them. Before I let my men guide me into the bedroom, I already knew it was going to be a long night, which was fine by me. I walked behind them. Dawson shoves the door shut as soon as I enter, pinning me to it with my hips. I see Nathan's taking his clothes off as Dawson rubs his nose up and down my panties before taking them off. I put my foot on his shoulder so he has better access to my clit, which is when he starts licking and sucking it. I grab his hair, not only to keep him in place, but so I can touch him. But I keep my eyes on Nathan. My mates are so sexy even if they have aged since we were last here. He walks up to me, kissing me. I grab his cock with my spare hand and start stoking him. He moans with delight as he is kissing me. I pulled away from him and yanked Dawson up. I want you, I told them. We make our way to the bed where Dawson sits on the edge. I place my mouth around his cock and start sucking on it. Nathan comes up behind me, lines up his cock with my vagina and thrusts it into me, gently at first, before picking up his pace. Like a man possessed, he keeps going, and it feels good to have them both in me. I worked my way up to Dawson's mouth and started kissing him. I looked over at Nathan who, still going. Wait. I told him. I straddle over Dawson and start riding him. He grabs my breasts, which makes me groan. Nathan came down to my ear. Are you sure you're ready? As I will ever be, I said, giving him the go-ahead. Seconds later, I am taking both of them in my vagina. Oh, fucking goddess, yes. I yell as they pound me. I can feel my orgasm building. I don't want them to stop, it feels so good. I am screaming so much I am worried they will stop, but they don't. My orgasm rips through my body like a storm through the sky, it was that intense. They must have come at the same time as they were panting themselves. Better than I remember, I say when I eventually regain my composure. I'll say. Nathan responds. Dawson just lies there with a smile on his face. I kissed him, making sure he was okay. Take it you're ready for round 2 then? He asks. I knew then that it was going to be a long night. Definitely, I said, smiling. But are you? I retorted. With that, he rolls me on the bed and thrusts himself into me. I will take that as a yes then, I say before Nathan kisses me. After round 5, I told them I needed a shower. I am dripping with all sorts of bodily fluids, not just my own. They followed me into the bathroom and into the shower, where they helped clean me up. As we walk out, Dawson says, "We want to mark you, Summer, let the world know you're ours." I think about it for a second before I pull him in for a kiss. "I am yours." I let him go and pull Nathan in for a kiss. "And yours." We all go and sit on the bed, Nathan in front of me, Dawson behind me. "Are you sure you're okay with this?" Nathan asks. I just grin as I pull him towards my neck. He makes his way down the left side of my neck and Dawson takes the right. Before I know it, they are sinking their canines into my neck. They barely touch me, but my body feels like an orgasm is ripping through it. That's all I remember, because when I wake up it's daylight.